but it flowed for more than 3 hours before they could control it. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
There's a new number one at the box office.
Do these animals deserve the same protections given to other species? Or should they just be left to die?
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is the number one movie in North America, earning $150 million during its opening weekend. And coming in at second place, last week's record breaker from Disney.
We need to change people's perceptions about superheroes, and Elastigirl is our best play.
Better than me?
The Incredibles 2 at number 2 with 81 million, followed by Ocean's 8 at number 3 with 11 million, Tag at number 4 with 8 million, and number 5 is Deadpool 2 with 5 million. For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
It's been said.
The thoughts and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program's participants and do not necessarily represent those of station staff, management, and advertisers.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
It's that time. It's time for Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. 60 minutes of information, inspiration, motivation, and fun. If you're looking to talk politics or religion, this show's not for you. Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. Conversations with the opinion makers, movers and shakers, risk takers, and your phone calls at 702-221-7283. That's 702-221-SAVE. Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. Hosted by longtime Las Vegas broadcaster, author, and motivational speaker Aaron Phillips. In seminars across the country, he's inspired and motivated thousands. Now he's going to inspire and motivate you. And he'll do it with passion, style, and his trademark sense of humor. Now, here is the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
And welcome back to Aaron's Hour number 2. Coming to you live from the studios of KSHP 1400 AM, the best deal in Las Vegas. One show, 2 hours. That's a twofer here if you don't know the lingo. Mr. Danny, thank you, sir. How are you?
Hey,
Going
good.
into hour number 2.
Hour number 2, moving on. It always goes by so quick.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, really fast.
Jeez, it's like an out-of-body experience for me. By the way, your daughter Emma, who I had the pleasure of meeting earlier today, she's still hunkered down in your office okay? Did we check on her?
Yeah, she's doing math.
Or is she running the she's
it's
doing
summer,
math.
And she goes, I'm going to work on this math program that Mom has me work on. And I'm like, you can just play games if you want. She's an overachiever.
There you go. All right. Hey, before we get into the top of the hour, Ricky is still on hold. He'll join us. Catherine Natale is now sitting next to me in our hot seat today. The Chinese fire drill continues. How are you, dear?
Hey. How you doing?
Good. By the way, I wanted to just mention how quickly she threw Peter out of his seat in order for her to take over. Okay?
Yes, I did.
We are cleaning up the blood off the walls as we speak. So before I get into the top of the hour list that I want to give a shout out. Ricky and I used to do birthdays. We used to do celebrity birthdays and announcements and stuff. But I have a good friend of mine here in town who I've had the pleasure of working with, and she's a single mom, busts her backside for her family. She's got great kids, and I've had but today's her birthday.
Oh, happy
so
birthday.
Can we get can we pull up like a quick happy birthday song
Happy birthday
to Maria Novello, who is actually watching in the Facebook feed, and she's a good friend. She's a dear friend, and today is her birthday. I won't divulge any numbers, Maria, so don't worry. I'll keep that private.
Oh, I guess that's a little commercial. Well, this is like for little kids.
Oh,
anyways,
okay. Well, she's a kid at heart.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Maria.
Yes. So Maria Novello, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hope it's a special. Hope Matt has something planned nicely for you. Because if not, you tell me, because then I'll blast it all over my show next week, and we'll put him in his place. So anyway, enjoy. Happy birthday. By the way, she's also newly engaged.
Oh, congratulations.
So she's a wifey to be down the line. So maybe Maria, if you're really up for it, maybe I'll do a live remote from the wedding. How about that? I'll do a live remote. I'll call I've never called a wedding before. How much fun would that be?
Oh, yeah.
I bet she'd love that, wouldn't she? So I hope. Hi, girls. Oh, her daughters are watching as well. So I hope wherever you're going to get married is nice and like exotic, so that if you want it done like over the internet, we're like, I'll be right there. So anyway, happy birthday, many more. Okay, let's get. All right, bring up my music for this.
Yeah, we got it.
If you can.
Our news, right?
No. It's
the Rat Pack.
Yeah,
Right? Yep,
come on. It's the Rat Pack. Who doesn't love the Rat Pack?
We are going to join in applauding both orchestras here tonight.
I think that's swell.
Really magnificent job. Mr. Count Basie and the wonderful and Quincy Jones, who conducted
I found a link. You can keep this going. Just bring it down a little bit, especially when I get to some of the music and stuff. I found a link that I thought was fun. Everybody loves Vegas. Everybody loves to know what's going on. I found a link, 15 things that you may not have known about the Rat Pack. You know what? Bring Ricky in on this because he's a historian. He'll love this. Rejoining us from parts unknown at the new Cash compound up in Elko, Mr. Ricky, how are you, buddy?
I'm great. It's so nice to see Catherine again.
Yes.
Hi, Ricky.
Hi, Catherine.
Oh, we miss you.
Hey, I miss all of you guys.
It was your choice to move to Elko, by the way. I just want to remind you that.
Well,
all right.
You're right.
All right, so I've got 15 things you know about the Rat Pack, right? You're a big historian. You're a big historian of Vegas and Rat Pack. Did you know originally the Rat Pack was a group of friends centered around the group's leader, Humphrey Bogart? The original members. You knew that. See, I knew you would as a historian.
Yep.
All right, Smarty, name the original members of that original Rat Pack around Humphrey Bogart.
Okay, around Humphrey Bogart was, of course, Lauren Bacall.
Nope. You're not starting off
No.
good. No. The original members included Errol Flynn, Nat King Cole, Mickey Rooney, Jerry Lewis, and probably the greatest Joker of Batman fame, Cesar Romero.
How about that?
He refused to shave his mustache for that role. Did you guys know that?
No.
If you look at
No.
if you look at Cesar Romero's close-ups with the white paint, his mustache, he refused to shave it off.
Wow.
A little side
Great
note about
trivia.
Yeah, see, stupid stuff stays in my head. Nobody's sure where the Rat Pack name came from, but most attribute the name, Ricky, to Lauren Bacall. Bogart and Bacall lived in a neighborhood called Hombley Hills, so their house and the original group were sometimes called the Hombley Hills Rat Pack.
How about that?
The original Rat Pack had a coat of arms, a rat gnawing on a human hand. The group's motto was, never rat on a rat. Number 4, later the name was used for a variation of the group with the more famous Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and Peter Lawford and Joey Bishop. Many people forget they were in the original renamed Rat Pack. The group didn't call itself the Rat Pack, though. They used the Summit or the Clan. Now, the Rat Pack also had several associate members called Rat Pack mascots, including
Shirley MacLaine.
Right, that's
Shirley
one.
MacLaine, yeah.
Keep going. Anybody else you want to take a shot at?
I'd like to say Kennedy.
No, stop. Oh, my God. Send your emails to vegasandwrapped@rcash. No, here's some of the associate members. Marilyn Monroe, Angie Dickinson, Shirley MacLaine, Lauren Bacall, Juliet Prowse, and Judy Garland. I think
Angie Dickinson went out with Peter Lawford.
I believe that is correct. Yes. The Copa Room at the Sands was considered the home of the Rat Pack, and of course it opened in 1952 and was imploded in 1996. The new Venetian stands where the Sands used to be. Let's see. Here's an interesting connection. One of the reasons that people think Peter Lawford was put into the Rat Pack was for one association, and that was the fact that Peter Lawford was JFK's brother-in-law. Kennedy would sometimes hang out with the Rat Pack in Vegas, and when they did, they referred to themselves as the Jack Pack.
How about that?
I'm just going to let that sit there for a while because I don't know. Frank Sinatra once ordered 300 Bloody Marys from room service for a Rat Pack party. 300. Yikes. Let's see. Oh, I remember this in history. Dean Martin's son, Dean Paul Martin, died in a plane crash in 1987 on the San Giorgio Mountain in California. Frank Sinatra's mother, Dolly, was killed in a plane crash 10 years earlier on the exact same mountain.
Oh, wow.
How freaky is that one, huh? Let's see. Did you know that Rat Pack member Dean Martin would often deal blackjack at some of the Las Vegas casinos when they were appearing? Crazy. All right, Mr. Cash, here's a good trivia question for you. Ready?
Ready.
What was the first movie that all 5 Rat Pack members appeared in? What was its name and what was the year?
I think it was Ocean's 11.
Go ahead. That's half of it.
And I'm going to think about 1960.
Stop. What was your year?
60.
Booyah! Mr. Cash never fails to amaze me with history. You got it, partner. Now, here's the third. I'll give you bonus points. What was the role that Frank Sinatra played in that movie? He had pretty much the starring role with that.
Yeah, I know. And that's the one that George Clooney recreated in the next one, but I don't remember the character's name.
What was the title of the movie again?
Ocean's 11.
And that was Danny Ocean was the character that Frank Sinatra
Danny
played.
Ocean.
Right?
Nice.
Crazy.
Right.
And last but not least, before we go to break, the last one. The last time that Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis would appear in a movie together was called, it's another history question, see if you can snag it. I don't know if you will on this one. Because my famous...
The three of them.
The three. My favorite line from this movie, Dean Martin turns to Sammy Davis and says, "That's because you're small. SMA all. Small." From Cannonball Run 2.
How about that?
Right? That was the last time that Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis all appeared together in a movie. Well, I thought that was fun and interesting. I thought that was pretty... Oh, by the way, my wife decided to join us. Oh, and by the way, real quickly before we go to break, I had to pay off the back half of my bet. Our bet was my wife had to go to a CrossFit class with me, which she did a couple of weeks ago, and she's still trying to recover. And in return, I had to go to Pilates class.
Oh, boy.
And I went yesterday. And let's just say it was a very different type of workout than I'm used to, but it was very good. I'll stick with CrossFit most of the time, though. But I did. I went to Pilates this week.
Interesting.
Club Pilates is the place I went to. They're great there. They treat my wife great. They treated me well yesterday.
What's
I think
it like? Is it like yoga? Is it similar to that? Or?
It's what not really. They use what's called a reformer for most of their exercises. Okay. It's like a sliding bed with spring weights and resistance. But they've got the arms, and you can do all sorts of stretching and maneuvers on them. And there are other exercises you can do, but a lot of their exercise, at least that I went through yesterday, was a lot on the reformer. Stretching and getting the muscles moving. Now, of course, it's a different type of exercise that I'm used to, but it's very good for those who love that type of workout that isn't into the high intensity that CrossFit is.
Okay.
So, but yeah, definitely Club Pilates, and we'll hear more from them because I'm going to hopefully do some stuff with the owners of Club Pilates, and I know Nicole Taylor Sharp, she saw my pictures posted, and she's going to snag it for their social media. So if you go to my Facebook page, there are pictures of me working out on the reformer. I'll just leave it at that. That's the first section now of Aaron's Hour number 2. It's in the books. Can you believe it already?
Already.
Holy cow.
Goes fast.
Goes fast, right? When we come back on the other side, Catherine Natale joins us all about Manos TV and Redneck Weddings talk, and maybe a little Odd Couple music for old time's sake to bring us back. We'll be back right after this.
Do you wake up every day with little aches and pains? Or worse yet, were you injured in a car accident? Were you injured just getting out of bed? If you said yes to any of the above, then you need to call Drs. Danielle Buddha and Jody Altman from the Centennial Wellness Center. Located in the Northwest Centennial Hills area, Dr. Buddha and Dr. Altman make sure that every treatment provided is tailored to your specific aches and pains. The entire staff is dedicated to making sure that the finest chiropractic care is given to each and every patient. Call 702-458-2225 to schedule your free consultation. Centennial Wellness Center, 702-458-2225.
Do you know someone who's been recently injured in a vehicle accident, by a product defect, slip and fall, or know a family member who's lost a loved one by wrongful death? If so, you'll need an experienced attorney to handle your case. Call Bradley Belisario at Belisario Law today to schedule a free consultation to review your case. Bradley provides specialized service by getting to know his clients on a personal level. In most cases, no fees are due until you win. In the case of a lawsuit, client may be responsible for opposing parties' attorney fees. Bradley Belisario has 2 convenient locations, with one in North Las Vegas and the other in Summerlin. Call today for your free consultation at 702-936-4800. That's 702-936-4800, or visit us on the web at belisariolaw.com. Hurt badly? Call Bradley.
Have you ever wondered what it would take to be healthy from head to toe? Not just on the outside, but inside as well? Glenn Alex, author of the highly recognized book, Living in Total Health, will guide you to becoming totally healthy. Glenn is a health coach, licensed clinical social worker, public speaker, educator, and humanitarian who has set the standard with her 25 years of experience in the health and wellness industry. Glenn addresses the whole person to achieve optimal health. Glenn's book, Living in Total Health, is not a how-to, but a why-to for a healthy life. Purchase her book through her website, livingintotalhealth.com, for an autographed copy. Or you can get a copy on Amazon, or an ebook version at smashwords.com. Those with a high level of health do not intentionally harm oneself or others. Make the world a better place and start living in total health. Visit livingintotalhealth.com today.
All right, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. Oh, wait a minute. Old habits are tough to break.
Back it up.
Back it up. Rewind. Aaron Phillips here in Aaron's Hour, just going a little nostalgic. Ricky Cash is on the line. As you may remember, he and I hosted Vegas Unwrapped for 7 years. How did we survive 7 years, partner, on internet radio?
I'm not sure. I think probably because you led the way.
All right, you got to stop pumping me up, man. I mean, what are you trying to do? You trying to weasel your way back into this show by pumping me up?
No.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I was actually looking for a loan.
Oh, no habla inglés. Anyway, so joining me now in the hot seat is Miss Catherine Natale. Welcome, Miss Catherine.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. It's good to be
you.
here.
Good to see you. I'm glad you guys were able to do this today. It's a lot of fun always talking with you guys. I mean, you guys, the vision, we talked about it before we went on the air. You talked about dreams and accomplishing things.
Yeah.
And that's what I love, both what you've accomplished, what you continue to do, striving for that, and of course what Peter's doing. Living your dream is what it's about. You got to know, well, first of all, what it is to know what to go after.
Yeah. I think life's really short.
Okay. Yeah.
And, throughout my childhood, I lost a lot of family.
Okay.
And I think it catapulted me into just driving whatever passion I had really early in life. Mm-hmm. And my mother was actually a vehicle of me because she was a singer. And her stage name was Debbie Page. Her real name was Dolores.
Okay.
And she always was like, sing, act, get up there, do it. And I think she saw that I could sing as a little girl. And she saw that even though I was really shy, that somehow there was this little dynamo in me to just
parents have a way of finding
reach
that stuff,
out. Maybe she thought I was going to become psychotic. I don't know. Who's this little girl that stays in her room and plays with her dolls and makes up stories? I have no idea. But because of her, I think it helped, and all her support she gave me. And bless her soul, she's resting in peace. But she was there for me, and a lot of people were there mentoring me. Not so much family, but as far as, acting teachers and other people that just embraced me because I was a little different as a kid. So
you cut your own mold.
Yeah, exactly. And I never really quite went with the status quo. I was always thinking, like, what if? Why do I have to do this? Well, why can't we do this? I was always questioning.
I was going to say, you were the kid growing up, mom and dad, you'd say, why?
Why?
Right?
Why?
Why do I do this? Why do I have to?
Why does the earth move? So, I was always questioning it. And I could draw since I was 5 years old. I picked up the pen and started drawing. So that also helped creatively, too.
Sure.
Because when you're shy and you can't be in front of people,
you have to have an outlet.
You have to have some kind of outlet. Right. So I would draw. And I was just surprised, and I got art scholarships in high school and things like that. And but I think I needed to connect with people. I finally realized being on stage was like church, or being in a synagogue.
Right, it was your platform.
And I was just like, it was like the human spirit was connecting. I would feel the audience,
Right.
and I would know that they were watching every single moment I was doing on stage.
Right. They were engrossed.
And they didn't know what was going to happen next.
Right.
And that kind of surprise or power is sort of addictive.
Yeah, that's, you know what? I have not heard the explanation as well as you just presented about what entertainment is when you enjoy what you do. Because we read stories, at least I have, and I'm sure you guys can validate this. There are entertainers out there that do it, but they don't enjoy it. They do it either for the money, the paparazzi, the notoriety, but they're not doing it for the real passion, like you talked about, the connection with an audience.
Well, I'm a little older now, so I remember the time when there was no cell phones, there was no social media. You watch TV when the show came on. That's the time you had that moment, that time that you actually put out, committed. Nowadays, kids want to be instant celebrities. They got the cell phone, they got the Instagram, they got Twitter, they got everything. So in a way, it gives us a direction and power now that we didn't have back then. But at the same time, we kind of get so involved in ourselves that we forget about humanity. So
absolutely. No, that's a great point. 702-221-7283. I always get the last two numbers mixed up. That's why I had to look. I said 38 to somebody earlier and I was wrong. 221-7283, 702 if you want to call in and ask a question. Or if you're watching on Facebook, just type it in the box as I am monitoring that. Ricky, throw out a question, my friend.
Well, Catherine, I'm curious how you got started on your new All About Manos. Tell me about that.
Well, All About Manos, the crux of the whole storyline, for people who don't know, it's a web series. It's about a woman who had a date in high school 20 years ago and still has not ended the date. She's obsessed with this man who she believes is the one for her. And so she travels everywhere he goes, and it's just this journey that she has, that she really feels that he is the one. And so the date never ended for her, but the date ended for him the moment they said goodbye to each other, and all he did was kiss her. But the whole story of it is I knew someone back in New York who was an entertainer. She played piano, she sang, she acted with me in children's theater back in New York. And she had this crush on this guy, and anytime something happened to her, she said, "This is a sign. This is a sign. He's coming to, he wants to see me." And she would travel all the way to Morristown, New Jersey, where he was located, which, if you think about it, it's like 60 miles from New York City. And the woman had no money, so she had to really save to really see. And she would hide, she would go in the lobby and wait for him. He could never have a social life because she would say, hi, I'm here. And he would have a date. And the woman's like, who is this, And so that is how I got the idea of All About Manos.
Now you can also... Go ahead, Rick.
Sounds a little like stalking.
It is. She was a happy stalker. She wasn't going to hurt him or anything. But the obsession that she had for this man, it was unbelievable. And I just thought they had hot sex. I thought maybe there's something that happened between them that she could not forget him. And it wasn't. She never had sex with him. All he did was kiss her.
And that was just on the one date, right?
And that was one and only date.
Right. A one-night stand. Rick.
Right. So what happened was years later, I had this idea, and then web series started to get popular. And years later, I was friends with a wonderful actress called Eden Young. And we did a couple of projects together. We did Toothpicks, which Peter Papagiorgio actually wrote and directed us. And we have this amazing chemistry. When we hit the screen, I don't know, we can finish each other's sentences and so forth. And we're so we must have been sisters at another lifetime. Anyway,
sisters from another mother.
Another mother. So anyway, so what happened was I said to her, "Hey, you want to do this web series? I don't know. This is the idea I have." And she said, "Yeah, sure." So we wrote little stories, but I ended up moving to Las Vegas, and she stayed in LA. And 2.5 years later, I call her up and I said, hey, remember that idea I had for a web series? Let's start again. And let's really do it. And that's exactly what happened. So by hook or by crook, you end up doing what you love. And that's what exactly happened. So we ended up, writing a couple of scripts, and we got a director, Danny Herb, to direct. And we ended up getting some wonderful actors, Shelley Desai from Mall Cop 2. He's also on Always Sunny in Philadelphia as a landlord.
He is probably one of the best recognized character actors.
Well, he's also in Redneck Weddings.
Right.
And Shelley and I actually met Eden through Shelley's workshop.
Okay.
Shelley is a very gracious. He's done a lot, and he wants to give back to artists. So what he would do is he would get a bunch of artists together, and we would just create scenes and do monologues or whatever we wanted to do. It was like it's not really that critical. It was just like people would just give us advice.
Sure.
And that's exactly how I met Eden Young. So
absolutely. No, I just want to quickly give out the website is all about Manos, MANOS TV.com. And you get everything there from what the show's about, episodes, cast photos, of course, the cast and crew, et cetera. So, and also a contact button if you have any questions or want to contact Catherine or anybody in the show. So I want to give that out before we go to break. So this way you can check it out. All about Manos, MANOS TV.com. We're going to step aside for our bottom of the hour break. When we come back, it's more with Catherine. Ricky Cash is up in Elko somewhere. And you, the listener, we'll be back right after this.
Do you know someone who's been recently injured in a vehicle accident by a product defect, slip and fall, or know a family member who's lost a loved one by wrongful death? If so, you'll need an experienced attorney to handle your case. Call Bradley Belisario at Belisario Law today to schedule a free consultation to review your case. Bradley provides specialized service by getting to know his clients on a personal level. In most cases, no fees are due until you win. In the case of a lawsuit, client may be responsible for opposing parties' attorney fees. Bradley Belisario has 2 convenient locations, with one in North Las Vegas and the other in Summerlin. Call today for your free consultation at 702-936-4800. That's 702-936-4800. Or visit us on the web at belisariolaw.com. Hurt badly? Call Bradley. How many times have you looked back at your staff and wished there was a better way to know how well they'll perform at their position? Over time, how much money have you wasted on the wrong hire? Guess what? There's a better way. Upside Business Solutions gives you the tools to understand how your staff will reach peak performance. Other personality assessments, such as DISC, Myers-Briggs, and StrengthsFinder, does not tell you how someone will perform. Upside Business Solutions uses the Colby assessment to identify the natural way an individual will take action. With this assessment, the candidate will have the natural ability to meet the job expectations you establish to find the best hire. Contact Vicki at 702-506-2960 to schedule a consultation. Mention Aaron's Hour and receive 15% off a Colby A assessment. When you're ready to uncover the mystery of human performance, call Vicki at 702-506-2960 to help bring out the best in your people.
Welcome back to Aaron's Hour. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash. It's so weird saying that. Aaron Phillips and Ricky Cash. Ricky Cash is out there.
Deja vu.
Deja vu, yeah. Yogi Berra said deja vu all over again. Ricky, you sleeping or are you still there?
No, I'm
good.
still here.
Okay,
By the way, just an FYI for you, Elko is the 6th largest city in Nevada with about almost 18,000 people.
And it's the 6th largest?
Yes.
Really? They better recount.
Really?
Well, Dan, my crack board op here, Danny, he had already looked up the population because we were talking about it in relation to Pahrump.
We're wondering if there is a Home Depot in Elko.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Usually I thought it was like 50,000 or more before you get like a Home Depot and a Walmart.
Is there a Cracker
No.
Barrel?
Walmart, when Walmart came to Pahrump about 20 years ago, they had about 20,000 people then.
Catherine has a question for you.
Is there a Cracker Barrel there?
No.
Oh.
Peter
No,
wants.
they are missing some good things.
Well, Peter wanted to know if there was a good Italian restaurant and bagels up there.
Yeah, where can I get a knish up there?
Yeah, really. yes to the Italian restaurant.
Oh.
No to the bagels.
So where do you get have you had a bagel since you moved there a year ago?
I've never heard of the word knish.
Oh, they probably wouldn't even know how to spell it, let alone how to cook and prepare one. Holy cow. Jeez. Hello, Christina.
I have bagels when I come visit you.
I know. That's about it. I'll have to buy some and ship you up there. By the way, in the Facebook wall, somebody that's watching, I got to share this with you guys because you'd appreciate this. His name is Kurt, and he's going to be coming out with me later on next month. Kurt Osborne. He's working on creating. He's in the Guinness World Book of Records. Like riding a unicycle, like a cross country kind of thing. So he's doing something coming up in October later this year, where he wants to bike from L.A. across the country to Florida to bring kids' fitness and obesity issues to the forefront, and he's doing that. But he's watching right now. He's going to be on later in July. But Guinness World Book of Records riding a bicycle across country to bring awareness for obesity in kids.
That's amazing.
No, not a unicycle. It'll be a regular cycle encased in like weather protective gear and stuff, and he's going to ride like 8 hours a day for like 45 days. Wow. And he's coming on. He'll be on the show, I think, July 16th to talk about it. But look him up, Kurt Osborne. I mean, could you imagine from L.A. back east to Florida?
We did me and Peter did a bike marathon way back.
Did you really?
We did 35 miles, and we were pooped.
See, Ricky's version of a bike marathon is down the driveway. So yeah, absolutely. But he's fit. When we met, I mean, this guy's a brick. He is conditioned for this. So it'll be interesting. And we're going to try to do when he's on the ride, we're going to try to do some live updates with him and all sorts of stuff. So we'll be plotting that. Anyway, I saw his name pop up, and I thought you guys would appreciate what he's wanting to do. So, all right, but I want to go back in time because when we first met you guys on Vegas and Rap many moons ago, you did this thing called Redneck Weddings.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that for a little bit. How did that come about?
So Redneck Weddings, when I first moved to Vegas, I had no money. I was looking for a job. So,
does anybody when they move to Vegas?
Yeah, that's true. And then what happened was I got a job as a wedding consultant in Weekirk Wedding Chapel.
Oh, that's still standing, isn't it?
It's still standing. It was a really, really old chapel. And I don't know if I should say this, but it was haunted.
Oh, no. Where's Zach Bagans? Get Zach Bagans. Joe Tasso, I need Zach Bagans over there.
And I was coming from New York.
Right.
I had been doing theater in New York and so forth, and then I decided to move to Vegas.
Right.
And what happened was I got this job, and they said, what qualifies you? I said, well, my wedding was under budget. Okay.
There you
I
go.
said, I like to sell. I'll upsell, and I'll do my best. I don't know, so I'll do whatever I can,
Right.
So I got this job, and it was a bunch of really weird people that worked with me that I said to myself.
What made them weird?
Well, they had all different. One guy was from Ireland, and he was very frustrated photographer.
Okay.
And he kept saying he needed to go to L.A., and the other lady was a very nice lady. She used to make flowers and just remote, just be frustrated with her life.
Okay,
and
not happy.
But yet,
sounds like great people in a wedding chapel.
She got off drugs, and she became a Mormon, and she found God,
Wow.
but she kept doing the flowers.
Oh, the flowers.
And then there was a few other people, and they were it was like a TV show. I mean, I would just stand there, and it would just be like a TV show, and everybody would try to outdo each other. And being from New York, I was like, okay, bring it on. Bring it on.
Right.
Bring it on.
What you got?
And so I was there for about 5 months, and I would go home and I would write these little stories because what would happen in the wedding chapel was unbelievable.
I'm sure.
Now, so it wasn't only just being haunted and the weird people, but it was just people that would come in from all walks of life. Now, I was new to Vegas. I did not know, I had been here on vacation, but I wasn't really privy to
the type of
people that would come around.
It's like a melting pot.
And it wasn't in a really great area. Let's put it that way. There were hookers behind the chapel. They were like 16,
that was the parting gift.
14 years old. And I was like, who are these people? And they would come out like at 4 o'clock when the courthouse was closing.
Emptying out, right?
And I was like, who is these poor women? Why are they scantily dressed? And they would say, well, that's the hookers. And I'd be like, oh, my God. So I was come home, and I was creatively frustrated, because I needed to get that.
You needed your release, right?
And so I would write these short stories. And believe me, I was not a writer. I didn't know how to write, really. And so I put it away for a year, and then I moved to L.A., and I was frustrated again. And I remember saying, okay, let me try to get this into a play. So I did a play, and then I did a workshop. And they said, no, this is not a play. This is a film. So basically what the show is about a woman who is cursed. She is the kiss of death. Every single man that ever proposes to her drops dead right before they're about to get married.
Wasn't that Zsa Zsa Gabor or somebody?
Yeah, I think so. But actually, it was taken from my aunt, who was very unlucky in love, my Aunt Millie. So what happened was I combined my experiences from the wedding chapel in Vegas and my aunt's problem, being cursed, and I did Redneck Weddings. It's totally scripted. It's about love. It's about finding your, true love. It's about your journey. It's about being accepted. It's very, very true to today. And it has comedic tones. It's like 9/11, Reno 9/11, and Seinfeld.
Right.
But it's never been done before. And then there's the country music that combines it all. So when I shot this in L.A., I only had $500.
Wow.
And I begged and pleaded with people to see my vision. They read the script, and they were like, I'm in. And I said, okay. And I was like overwhelmed because I was doing the craft services. I was doing the art department. I was the writer. I was everything. I had a great director, God bless him, Michael Aegean. And we just plowed through, and we did 4 days worth of filming. And we found this little house. It looked kind of like a wedding chapel. The lady said, I'm sorry, but you can't film inside. And I said, okay. And I didn't have the money to light it.
Right.
So all the scenes are outside. And I just went with the flow. I think, you just have to have guts.
Right.
And you have to just be, okay, this is my vision. This is what I had 42 rewrites.
Jeez.
I had a pile of paper this high.
Wow.
By the time I shot the sizzle reel.
Wow.
So
That's a lot of whiteout.
It was a lot. Yeah. So it was just, and I learned a lot. And that's the thing. You have to learn and just go with it. And you're going to make mistakes.
Right.
But you're going to have to learn from those mistakes. And I did make some mistakes, but I learned through it. And God bless Peter, he edited the whole thing. It combines the country music along with this comedy. I don't think it's ever been done. It's an original comedy. And I think it's a blast.
Website for it? Where can people check it out?
RedneckWeddingsTV.com.
Ricky, questions?
I just remember talking about it at that time, and I didn't realize where it all came from. It's a fascinating story, Catherine.
Thank you. Yeah, I had it was the place was haunted. I don't know if it's still haunted, but the place was haunted, and I would be there late at night, and I would hear things moving around in the back, and I would be hello, because like I said, it wasn't in a good area, and I thought I was getting robbed. I was the only one there, and there was nobody there moving the stuff. It was just I was here, things moving in the back. And then I would one time I was watching TV, and on the other side was a woman cooking in the kitchen, but there was no stove there. It was just a white. And I said to the guy, there's a ghost here, and he said, "Oh yeah, her name is Winnie." And that's part of the Redneck Weddings. There is, the ghost, and there are some ghost features in that too. And then the preacher, Winnie is the wife that died, was murdered on Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
So it's all this we
the
have
karma
all
stuff.
and then I have Shelley Desai, the actor Shelley Desai. He plays Jack Dingle along with his 21-year-old wife, who's always naked. It's a cable show. It's looking for a home. But it's really an original piece. And
Nice.
it was like my first writing project. It took guts. It really did.
I think to be successful, you have to take those steps out and put yourself out there to see what you can do, first of all, what your limitations are or are not, and what you need to work on. And I think people learn from those experiences, good and bad. Like you said, you made mistakes, but I think success is built on making those mistakes, fixing them, and moving forward from them.
I'll tell you a story. I hope it inspires people. It was December, New Year's Eve. Peter was working at his security job and obviously had no money. I was alone in the apartment, and I was writing the last script of Redneck Weddings. And when I did period, the end, all of a sudden everyone's like, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And it was like a movie, And I vowed, New Year's resolutions, I vowed that I would shoot something that year. And that's exactly what happened.
There you go. You set your mind to it and you got it done, which is wonderful.
Yeah, you have to. You have to, with all the, people will always say no to you. But you only need one yes.
Yeah, Ricky, didn't we live that mantra in Timeshare?
Oh, there's no question about it. Catherine is Redneck Wedding available anywhere?
No, I just did the sizzle reel. Right now, I got a new website up, and I'm looking for producers to take a shot at it. I would even do it as a web series if people were interested in actually helping me. It could be done as a web series, but it costs. There's major costs to it, a little bit of major costs because of the wedding chapel. It's a little bit more stylized. It takes place in Arkansas. And so there's a little bit more of a budget. And I see it as cable because there's some nudity in it.
Right,
there's
right.
some, they don't pray at the dinner table. They're kind of lapsed. They're country folk, but they want to. They're all searching for something. They're all searching to be have a better outlook on life or whatever. Right. They're all stuck, and that's what happened with the wedding chapel that I worked with. All those people were stuck.
They were frozen in time.
They were like constantly stuck, and I was like, wow, there's got to be some kind of story.
Absolutely. And it sounds like, obviously, the base of everything, there were a lot of stories.
Yes.
All right. When we come back on the other side of the break, we're coming around the clubhouse turn. Getting to know Catherine, although she got a little, hint of it when we were questioning Peter earlier, but we'll see what happens. Don't go anywhere. Aaron's Hour will be back right after this.
Have you recently looked outside your home at your landscaping and thought, it's almost that time of year to start cleaning up? But then reality hits you and you realize that you just don't have the time you want to work on it. Thankfully, there's a solution. Martinez Lawn Service is ready to help. Serving the Las Vegas Valley for over 15 years, Martinez Lawn Service can help you design, build, and maintain your functional landscape. From simple yard cleanup, trimming, and sprinkler repair to designing desert and water-smart landscapes for you to enjoy and entertain guests. So what are you waiting for? Visit them on their website at martinez-lawn-service.com or call them in their office today at 702-373-0643 for a free estimate to see your vision come to life. Call 702-373-0643. Martinez Lawn Service, over 15 years of service and experience. Call today, 702-373-0643.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm a crack that's been forming in your water pipe for months. I'm so tiny, I feel like nobody even knows I'm here. And that upsets me. So I'm gonna grow bigger, stronger, until finally... Oh man, did that feel good. You can't escape me now, because while you're out of town, I'll be turning your home into my own personal above-ground pool. And if you got sold the wrong home insurance, you might get swamped by cleanup costs. So get Allstate and protect your home and everything in it from mayhem. Like me.
For a free quote, call Las Vegas Allstate agent Sam Peters at 702-360-8564 today. That's Las Vegas Allstate agent Sam Peters at 702-360-8564. Subject to terms, conditions, availability, and coverage selected.
Are you in good hands?
Attention business owners. You will have wished you met her sooner when you realize you've been missing the #1 business solution to grow your business, the copywriter to know. Ivy Brooks wants to introduce you to the power that words have over your intended market. No matter the situation, writing is the key to delivering your message with accuracy and achieving the reaction you want. Ivy combines her copywriting skills with her vast knowledge of today's modern marketing successes and her business coaching. For more information, call Ivy today at 702-712-1712 or visit her website at thecopywritertoknow.com. Why not put your best words forward?
Getting to know you, getting to know.
All right, welcome back.
All about you.
Clubhouse Turn here on Aaron's Hour, the best 2-for-1 deal in Las Vegas. One show, 2 hours, and we were action-packed today. 2 great guests today, Danny, right?
Yeah, it was really good.
I can't always hit a home run, but I think today I did. I think we done do it. And then to bring in this guy, Ricky Cash, to be part of today just makes it extra special.
Yeah, he's been fun.
Ricky, you still awake, partner?
Absolutely.
See, almost. See, I almost caught him. Almost caught him napping at the microphone back there. All right, it's time to get to know Miss Catherine, and she had a little hint on some of these questions when we had Peter up earlier.
So these should be amazing answers,
Amazing,
right?
because she's been able to
Oh,
prep.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, here you go, Miss Catherine. Question number 1, your all-time favorite song.
My all-time, let's see, David Cassidy.
Oh,
I think I love you.
Wow.
And it's like so saccharine, but you know when you're in a bad mood, you just put that on and you're just like, oh yeah. Okay.
Picture the Partridge Family bus
Yeah, the
going down
Partridge
the road.
Family. Remember that way back
yeah.
with the little partridge? I
That's
remember
right.
that as a kid.
That's right.
Yeah.
Favorite all-time actor besides Peter?
Oh, well, Peter Papagiorgio and Al Pacino. Actor. Chris Pratt. He's good.
Ooh, more modern
I
day
just started
actor.
watching Parks and Rec.
Did you?
He's my favorite part of that show. He's so great.
Are you guys Jurassic Park fans and all that stuff?
I heard it's out.
Yeah, it came out. I think it had like $700 million over the weekend in the
Wow.
box office. A huge
Amazing.
number. Favorite actress of all time?
Natalie Portman.
Oh,
Ooh, another interesting selection.
Yeah,
Swan.
she's very interesting. She did a movie. She played Jackie Kennedy.
Did she?
It was really good.
What,
It was
it
very
on-
dreamlike, but
My wife
she
and I
was.
watched it,
Yeah.
Was it like a made-for-cable movie kind
No, it
of
was on
thing?
HBO.
It was on
Oh,
HBO.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't have HBO. Favorite all-time movie that you will drop everything to watch if it is on and available?
Well, let's see. Step Brothers. I love that movie. In fact, if you go to All About Manos episode 3, we do a takeoff of the interview.
Oh, there you go.
With me and Eden Young. Eden plays Geraldine Santini, and I play Jane Spott. And we do a takeoff on that. That's on episode 3. It's fun.
There you go. All right.
The doer.
Favorite cartoon character and why?
Donald Duck.
Why?
Because when I was a little girl, I had a Donald Duck little stuffed animal.
I haven't done this in a long time. Let's see if I can still do it.
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. I can't say anything. I just make the sound.
Make the noise.
And when I try to make a word, I spit all over the place. So.
There was an actor. Who was the actor that I met who used to do Donald Duck? And he was an old-time actor we met back in L.A. Marvin Kaplan. You remember Marvin Kaplan?
I recognize the name.
Well, I met him. I did a show at Theater West with Betty Garrett. And he was backstage. And, we were talking, and Peter was like, that guy does all the voices. He does all the voices. He does all the voices. I go, what? And I had no idea. He was in Top Cat.
Oh, okay.
He was in a lot of, cartoons that we would know as, you know.
And with the last name of Kaplan, he had to have been a member of the tribe. So
Yes, he was a member of the tribe.
Favorite genre of music?
I do like Broadway.
Okay.
I do sing. So my singing teacher is Pat Newell. She's a singing teacher here. And we've been doing Summertime, Over the Rainbow, a lot of different songs. So I do like the Broadway songs.
Musical.
Although I can get into blues. I love blues. I like Frank. I remember Frank when I was a little girl because my Aunt Mary used to play his records as I walked in. Get Frank Sinatra.
Sunday mornings on WNEW back out of New York City played the big band, big music of those guys. That's what I grew up on Sundays.
Yeah.
Favorite all-time car that you'd like to see parked in your driveway if money were no object?
Maserati.
Also the foreign cars.
Yes, Italians do it best.
Okay, I'll just leave that right there. Favorite leisure thing to do in Las Vegas? Ricky and I would have torn that apart on the internet. We'll just leave it alone here.
I don't always do. I'm not very good at relaxing. I'm always doing things. Leisure.
So what's the least business-like thing you like to do? Well, there you go. There you go. What's your favorite Las Vegas thing to do?
Las Vegas thing to do. Well, I don't gamble. I don't drink.
I know you like a certain Italian restaurant down the strip mall here.
Yes, New York pizza.
Oh, that place is heaven.
It gives me the vibe of New York, which is where I'm from.
And the owners are from Staten Island originally.
Yeah, poor Jimmy. Staten Island.
May rest in peace.
May you rest in peace. And I'm trying to think because I'm so lame. I'm like I said, Red Rock. I love Red Rock.
Okay, that's cool. That's up on my side of town. I have a lot. Do you walk the downtown Summerlin area up there too?
Yes, Travolta Village.
No, not Tivoli.
Tivoli, I'm
downtown
sorry.
Summerlin, which is right there behind.
I don't get to Summerlin a whole lot.
Well, you said Red Rock Casino.
Red Rock, Charleston, where it's all beautiful. Nature.
Okay.
I love nature.
Oh, are you talking about the Springs Preserve?
Preserve.
Oh, okay.
Red Rock
Canyon.
Red Rock Canyon.
Oh, Red Rock Canyon. 3 different places we just named in 30 seconds.
Yes, 30 seconds. There is nature here, folks.
Yes, there is. There is, definitely. Very cool. Well, you're off the hot seat. You survived.
I am?
You survived.
I survived. I'm surprised.
You got through my getting to know you segment unscathed.
Okay.
And let's give people how they can find all about Manos TV. Let's talk about that. Where they can find all the different platforms.
All about ManosTV.com. We were nominated at LA WebFest for Best Leading Actor in a Comedy, Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy. We were nominated for Best Trailer of the Year. We also been semifinalists. And actually, the show just started in September, so it was just launched in September. We only got 3 episodes. Hopefully, we can film more. And we are on IndieView. We are on Spark TV. We are on Starable.com. We are trending, and we're highest rated web series. We are also on MyDubo.
Also, you can check it out direct at allaboutmanostv.com. Catherine, thank you. Peter, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Ricky, final salvos to our guests?
This was a great experience, and it was so nice to see people that I remember. And,
nothing could be further from the truth with him.
I'll leave it at that.
There you go.
Oh, God bless you, Ricky. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate that.
Listen, partner, it's been a long time since we've closed out a show. So real quickly, it's good hearing your voice out here with us, man.
This was very cathartic.
Yeah. It was good for your brain too.
You bet.
Right. We're going to work on hopefully maybe setting up Skype next time to make it easier.
That would be great.
All right. Listen. Just stay there for 1 second because I want to close out the way we used to. But I want to thank everybody for listening today and watching on Facebook. Thank you so much for tagging along. Podcasts will be available on AaronPhillipsVoice.com, either the Listen tab or the Watch tab. We appreciate you listening. Next week, I have former news anchor Casey Smith coming on and hosts of a show. And Ricky, I'm going to need you next week. Doug and Lorraine. Oldies but Goodies will be guesting with me.
Wow.
They do a show here in KSHP on Thursday, so we'll have them in studio on Monday. Be well. Hey, listen, July 4th is right around the corner. Please, whatever you're going to do to celebrate, be safe. All right, Ricky, for old time's sake, let's be kind to everybody. And why is that?
Because it's all we have.
Thank you, my partner. Love having you with me. Love you, and we'll talk later on, all right?
Thank you, Phil.
You got it, buddy. All right. From all of us here at Aaron's Hour, have a great week. Next week, back same time, 10 a.m., right here on KSHP 1400 AM.
Like painted kites, the days and nights, they went flying by. The world was new beneath the blue umbrella sky. Then softer than a piper man, one day it called to you, and I lost you to the summer wind. The autumn wind and the winter wind have come and they have gone, and still the days, those lonely days, they go on and on.
It's the Vegas Bowl, Tuesday morning at 10 on AM 1400, KSHP North Las Vegas, and KSHP.com.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King. President Trump has called for immediate deportations for immigrants who cross into the U.S. illegally.